Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video, we're going to learn how to create Flowlu contact on Webflow form submission. So I'm an owner of a digital marketing agency, and using Webflow, I have created a form with the help of which I collect my leads data. And using Flowlu, I manage all my leads and track their data. Now here what I want is that as soon as when you have the lead, a new form submission is going to be done using Webflow. I want to create that lead as a contact in Flowlu account. Now creating these contacts manually is very time consuming. So what I've done is I've simply automated this entire process with the help of Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing automation and integration software. And here in this automation, I'm going to build the connection between Webflow and Flowlu with the help of it. So if you also want to learn about this amazing automation process step by step, for that let me take you to my screen.
In this video, we are going to talk about how you can create Flowlu contact on Webflow form submission. So as an owner of a digital marketing agency, I use Webflow to create forms that is going to collect my leads data. And I use Flowlu to manage and track all these leads. To enhance the efficiency, I have set up an automation that is going to instantly create a contact in my Flowlu account whenever any of the lead is going to do the form submission using Webflow. This ensures all my leads are automatically stored, making follow-ups and client management more efficient. And I'm going to create this automation with Pabbly Connect. So on the screen, you can see the website of Pabbly Connect, that is pabbly.com/connect. After browsing this website, we need to sign into our Pabbly Connect account. But if you're a new user, you can sign up for free and get 100 free tasks every month. So as I'm an existing user, I'm going to sign into my Pabbly Connect account. After signing in, you can see the all Pabbly apps window in front of you, in which you can see all the products that Pabbly provides, from which we are going to select Pabbly Connect by clicking on this Access Now button right here. Then Pabbly Connect's dashboard is going to appear in front of you. In order to start an automation process in Pabbly Connect, we need to create a workflow. For that, click on this top right corner button right here that says Create Workflow. A dialog box is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the workflow name and for us to select a folder. So for the name of my workflow over here, I'm going to give it as Create Flowlu contact on Webflow form submission. So this is the name that I want to give to my workflow, okay? After that, it is asking for us to select a folder. So on the left side of my screen, you can see I have created multiple folders in my Pabbly Connect account, from which I'm going to select a specific folder in which I want to save this workflow in. For that, click on this drop down. These are the folders from which I'm going to select Webflow automations as the folder I want to save this workflow in. After giving the name to the workflow and selecting the folder, I'm going to click on this create button in order to create a workflow. A workflow is then created in the name of Create Flowlu contact on Webflow form submissions, and you can see there are two windows in front of you. One says trigger, other says action. So what is trigger and action? Trigger and action are the two most important steps of our automation process because our process depends on these two concepts. Over here, trigger says when this happens and action says do this. That means what is action? Action is a response towards our trigger. In an automation process, there can be only one trigger step but multiple action steps. We are going to set up our trigger step first. And for the trigger application over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as Webflow V2. As with the help of Webflow, I have created a form with the help of which I'm collecting my leads data. Here what I want is that as soon as whenever the lead, a form submission is going to be done using Webflow, automatically the response of the form submission should be captured over here in my trigger. And that is why for my trigger application, I'm going to select it as Webflow V2. And for the trigger event, I'm going to select it as form submitted. After selecting the trigger application and the event, I'm going to click on this connect button right here. A window is then going to appear in front of you, on which click on add new connection, or else you can select the existing connection that you have. After that, over here it is asking for the token. Using this token, we are going to build the connection between Webflow and Pabbly Connect. And to have the token, follow the steps given here below in the help desk. Firstly, log into your Webflow account. This is my Webflow account dashboard you can see right over here. And these are the two sites that I've created using Webflow, in which this site in the name of digital marketing is the site in which I'm collecting the leads data for my business, okay? So now to have the token over here next to this site, over here you can see three dots. Click on it. Go to settings from here. After coming to settings from the left side panel, go to apps and integrations button right here. After coming to it, I'm going to scroll down and you can see it says API access. Okay, I'm going to click on this generate API token button right here. For the token name over here, I'm going to give a new token name here. that is new lead. Okay, after giving the token name, for the permission, I'm going to give the permission to this access as read and write. Similarly, over here, if I'm going to scroll down for the forms over here, I'm going to give the access as read and write. For the page also, I'm going to give it as read and write, and for the sites also, I'm going to give it as read and write. Okay, after giving the permissions, I'm going to click on this generate token button. The API token is generated. I'm going to copy it from here and paste the token right over here. After pasting the token over here, I'm going to click on the save button to create the connection. As I've done that, you can see Webflow has now been successfully connected to Pabbly Connect. After connecting over here, it is asking for the site IDs. So I'm going to go back to my Webflow account. You can see I've created 2 sites in my Webflow account, and you need to select the site ID from which you're going to receive the form submission of your leads. So I'm going to select the site ID over here as digital marketing, as this is the site that I've created. Okay. After selecting the site ID, I'm going to click on this save and send test request button right here. As I've done that, you can see it is saying waiting for response. Now to check whether Webflow is connected to Pabbly Connect or not, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do the test submission of the form that I've created using Webflow. And after doing the test submission, I'm going to check whether Pabbly Connect captures the response of the test form submission being done or not. Okay, for that, I'm going to open the form that I've created. So this is the form that I've created, with the help of which I'm going to receive the leads data. Okay. So now let us fill in the dummy details. Firstly, for the first name over here, I'm going to write it as new. For the last name over here, I'm going to write it as lead01. For the phone number over here, I'm going to enter a dummy mobile number right here. For the email over here, I'm going to write it as newlead01@pabblytudes.com. And for the company name over here, I'm going to enter the company name, that is new company. Okay. After filling in all the required details, I'm going to click on this submit button. It says thank you, submission has been received. As now the test submission is done, I'm going to go back to my workflow and scroll down. Over here, I'm going to wait for a few seconds. In front of you, you can see the response of the form submission has been captured. Now let us tally the response over here. If I'm going to scroll down, you can see the first name of the lead comes as new, last name as lead01, email as newlead01@pabblytudes.com, company name as new company, and for the phone number, dummy mobile number. As now the response of the form submission has been captured, this means that Webflow has now been successfully connected to Pabbly Connect and our trigger setup is done. After setting up our trigger step, we need to set up our action step. My objective is that as soon as the form submission is going to be done by the lead using Webflow, I want to create that lead as a contact in my Flowlu account. Now for that, we are going to set up our action step. And for the action application over here, I'm going to select it as Flowlu. And for the action event over here, I'm going to select it as create CRM account contact right here. Okay. And then I'm going to click on this connect button. A window is going to appear in front of you, on which click on add new connection, or else you can select the existing connection that you have. After that, over here, it is asking for the API key and the account URL. Firstly, for the account URL, if I'm going to log into my Flowlu account, this is my Flowlu account, you can see right over here. And in the URL over here, you can see this is the URL, that is https://. So I'm going to copy this URL from here and paste this URL right over here. Okay, I'm going to remove the slash from the end. After that, it is asking for the API key. To have the API key, we have to follow the steps given here below in the help desk. Log into your Flowlu account. After coming to your Flowlu account, go to the profile section right over here. After coming to profile, from the drop down, go to portal settings right over here. After coming to portal settings, from the left side of the panel, go to this API settings option right here. As you go to land towards the API settings, click on this add button over here and give the name to your key. For the name over here, I'm going to write it as test key. Okay. And for the select applications, I'm going to select as CRM, and then I'm going to click on this save button right here. You can see this is the test key. I'm going to copy this key from here and paste this key over here in this API key field. Okay. After entering the API key and the URL, I'm going to click on this save button right here. As I've done that, you can see Flowlu has now been connected to Pabbly Connect. After that, it is asking for the title ID. I do not have the title ID. So these are all the titles which I do not have. So we are going to remove this title ID from here. And how we can do that? For that, toggle this map button on from here. Remove this data from here. Okay. So I've removed the title ID from here. Okay. After that, it is asking for the first name and all the other details, with the help of which we are going to create a contact in our Flowlu account. So for the data of these fields, what we are going to do is we are going to map the data. Mapping means inserting data from the previous step. So we're going to insert the data from the previous step of this workflow. And how mapping works is that as soon as I'm going to click on this field, this was the previous step. As I'm going to click on it, you can see there's the same response that was captured in our previous step, in which we have received the leads data, and I want to create the same lead as a contact in my Flowlu account. So for the data of this field, first name, I'm going to select the data of the first name of my lead from my previous response. As I've selected the data from my previous response, the data is mapped, and as I have mapped the data has now become dynamic. That means now whenever a new response is going to be captured in our previous step, automatically the new data is going to be updated in place of this mapped data, okay? Similarly, for the last name over here, I'm going to search for the last name right here, and I'm going to map the data, okay? Next, it is asking for the email address, so I'm going to map the data of the email address right here. It is asking for the description, so for the description over here, I'm going to write it as new lead, okay? Next, it is asking for the category. For the category over here, I'm going to select it as qualified lead right over here, okay? Next, it is asking for the industry. I do not have the industry from the drop down, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to toggle this map button on and remove this industry data from this field right over here, okay? So as now I've removed the industry, it is asking for the address, which I do not have, so I'm going to skip the part. For the phone number over here, I'm going to map the data of my lead's phone number right here. It is asking for all these details, which I do not have, so I'm going to simply skip the part, okay? It is asking for all these details, which I'm going to skip the part as I do not require the field. For the owner ID, select the owner ID that you have, okay? It is asking for these details. I'm going to simply skip the part, and simply I'm going to click on this Save and Send Test Request button right here. As I've done that, we have received a response in which we have received the IDs, which is a positive response. So now I'm going to open my Flowlu account. So this is my Flowlu account, and yes, you can see right over here a new contact has been added to my Flowlu account. Let us tally the response. The name of the contact comes over here as newlead01, email as newlead01@pabblytudes.com with a dummy mobile number you can see right over here. It says as qualified lead, you can see right here with all the other details. As now the contact is successfully created in our Flowlu account, this means that we have successfully created an automation between Webflow and Flowlu with the help of Pabbly Connect. So now to sum up till now what we have done, I am an owner of a digital marketing agency, and using Webflow I have created a form with the help of which I collect my leads data. In the trigger step in this workflow, I've selected it as Webflow V2 form submitted, as whenever by the lead a new form submission is going to be done using Webflow, the details of the form submission is going to be captured in the trigger right over here, okay? And as we have the response of our leads details in our trigger using this action step, that is Flowlu create CRM account contact, a contact of that lead is going to be automatically been created in my Flowlu account. And with Pabbly Connect, I've built a connection between Webflow and Flowlu in this manner. So this was it for this video. Thank you so much for watching.
Not just with these applications, you can create automation between multiple other applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. If you have any questions, you can contact us on support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can check the queries on forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, then you can check out this link. If you like this video, please do subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment on if you have any questions or doubts, and please share this video.